taken over by the county, and primarily because there wasn't enough money put into the system. So we're doing things that should have been done by former boards many years ago, and helping the water agency now to put money back into the system. That $150,000 is going into projects like well rehabilitation, fire hydrant improvements, which they have either replaced or fixed all of the faulty fire hydrants in the Comanche system now, over 100 hydrants. Now they're working on service lines. Primarily they're getting loans from the federal government. Already got a $500,000 loan there, so they don't have to tap this grant, which is good news because they've been able to put about $42,000 into an emergency portable generator. They have about $9,000 more to put into that with wiring and things to make it adaptable to the different wells. And they have a couple of other prioritized projects. The rules here are Mr. Mancebo, after they expend money, is supposed to come back for a request for reimbursement. In this case, the request was for $51,147, and that was granted. And a lot of kudos were given to the water agency and their board of directors for rehabilitating and fixing issues in that system which have been plaguing the ratepayers for many years. We had a quick report on the Kirkwood Out Valley Electric Project by Michael Sharp, the general manager of the Kirkwood Public Utility District. Also had his consultant in who spoke about the system. They're going through a lot of rock. There are a lot of issues involved here. You have terrain that they have to traverse. You have environmental conditions that they have to be careful of so that no sedimentation gets in the streams. But they did say that come April, they'll be back at Bear River Road and working there. You know, with the weather we're having, they probably never needed to shut down, but you can't anticipate something like that. Doing some major coring and major trenching, and it's going to be a great project to get reliable sound power all the way up to Kirkwood. Aaron Bristore, Community Development Director, gave a report on the Bunker Hill Bridge Replacement Project. It's a 60-foot clear-span bridge. He also gave a report with our consultant from Drake Haglin about the timelines for the project and the timelines on the other bridge projects that are going to take place. Looking at primarily replacement on these bridges, but they have to examine rehabilitation versus replacement. Let's face it, most of these bridges are so old that rehabilitation is not a reality. They have the Fiddletown Road Bridge, the old Amador Road Bridge, the Bell Road Bridge. So a lot of work going on to make these bridges seismic safe, and that money for the most part is coming from the federal government in a bridge replacement program. Very important for rural counties because that's all we have is old bridges. Community Development Block Grant was discussed, and the amount has actually gone up from $1 million to $2 million this year, which rarely happens, but we can always use the money and put it into good places. Terry Cox was in with Cox Consulting. This money comes from the State Department of Housing and Community Development. The Amador Water Agency was allotted $900,000 for a line rehabilitation project for reliability for fire safety. That's an upcountry project. You have River Pines that was getting $100,000 on a project planning grant. So now with the increase, we're going to take the water agency up to the maximum $1.5 million. River Pines will stay at 100. ATCA has requested the additional $400,000 to go into the Amador County Housing Stabilization Program. Very important program. There are still people in Amador County, a lot of people, because we lag any improvement in the economy, if there is any, and I don't see a whole lot, but in Amador County, we are lagging any improvement, and we really need help for housing assistance for people. People are still losing their homes, so ATCA will take on that role with the additional $400,000. Jason Mulfer was in with Victory Village asking for a waiver of fees for a use permit. As it turns out, it'll be either a use permit or a zone change request, but he's asking for a waiver of fees. We really don't have all of our ducks in a row on this yet. We don't know the ultimate cost of some of these things. We do know on the filing and processing fees for land use entitlement, those can be waived, but there are other fees that probably will not be waived from the fire district, building department. So a lot of issues still yet to be decided on this issue, and some people from the public feel that the waiver should not be granted because this is not government money. This is your money, and we shouldn't be waiving fees for anyone since you're setting precedent sometimes by doing this. Mr. Mulfer will be back in 2 weeks to discuss his project again. One of the concerns was the landowner issues and whether they are in approval of these changes. A lot of other information. Healthy Amador was discussed. Dr. Bob Hartman was in. The board did approve that concept, and we had approval of Amador County Employees Association, their request for filing a petition for decertification from the union. The board did concur with that, and well, that'll probably end up before the Public Employee Relations Board now with another action by the Service Employees International Union. That's all the time I have. 223-6470. Give a call to the board office or check our website, which we are fixing. We've had some glitches there. We're going to go over to Monique and Linda and talk about tea.
Check out our new website upgrade. Now